The phone has been my daily driver for about a month now, and I'm yet to find a problem with it. The build quality is really good for the price, but not comparable to something like an HTC 10 or an S7. There is no metal to be seen anywhere on the phone, but I also like how when the phone meets the back there is a nice line there. The display is great, and I got way more than what I expected. With a 720p IPS 5-inch panel, the colours are vibrant and the screen is sharp. The only thing that is an issue to some people is that there is a big gap between the glass and the display. The black border around the display is noticeable, but not much of a big deal after a while of using the phone. What was also nice is how the phone display is covering up most of the phone, with minimal bezels on the side. On the bottom we have 3 capacitive buttons and a speaker. Now on their website they claim it's something called 3D sound, and it also says it under the back of the phone. What it is it's meant to boost sound performance when placed on a table or any flat surface, and it kinda works, but not enough to call it a main selling point of the phone. On the top we have the earpiece and a front facing camera, which isn't the best but it is usable. It's a 2 megapixel shooter, but the software bumps it up to 5 megapixels. On the top we also have a charging port and a 3.5mm headphone jack. The performance of the phone is great. It's snappy and loads programs in a blast. It has 2GB of RAM and the processor is a MediaTek 6735. I ran Geekbench on the device and got about an average score of 467 and a multi-core score of 1274. But remember, this phone was under $100. It's running Android 5.1, which is pretty new and has most of the latest features and apps. The only problem is when you get the phone, the default launcher is really bad in my opinion, but it can be easily changed to your preference. I changed mine to Google Now launcher immediately after getting the device, and a few of my personal favourite launchers will be in the description of this video below. The rear camera is a 5 megapixel camera, but the software again bumps it up 3 more to 8 megapixels. Same as a front camera, 2 megapixel shooter, but the software bumps it up to 5 megapixels. The image of the phone produced are usable for social media posts and small prints, but I wouldn't use this for large prints since the megapixel count isn't very high. I took some sample images and videos with both front and rear cameras. As you can see, the photos are average, but what is really noticeable is how long that it takes to take a photo. It was like every time I took a photo, it seemed like the shutter was open for about a second. The stock camera app is okay, but it only has minimal features such as time-lapse and motion tracking. So I'm currently recording with the camera on board the phone, and I'm also using the mic on the phone. And as you can see, it's okay, it gets the job done, but it's nothing spectacular or anything like that. This is just me walking. It's not very stable. There is no manual controls. The battery life on the device is pretty good. It's a 2400 mAh battery, and I got through a whole day, or about most of the day depending on how much I use the phone, with some batteries spare sometimes at the end of the day. The phone comes with a good 16GB, which is just enough to get you started with some songs and basic apps. But if you want more storage, you can expand it via microSD card under the back, which is really nice because even some higher end phones don't do this. Anyway guys, that's it for this video. If you liked it, smash the like button. All the links are in the description below. This is Finley and I'll catch you guys in the next one.